25-year-old woman working HR at a mid-sized firm, nothing fancy, no corner office, just another cubicle maze. Half my day is forms and policies, other half is basically unpaid counseling sessions. I actually enjoy it. I help coworkers smooth over arguments. I sit in on awkward mediations. I check in on people clearly running on fumes. I read way too much about psychology stuff, emotional regulation, trauma reactions, communication habits. I like knowing things. I like feeling useful. My apartment is standard mid-20s energy, a little messy but comfortable plants. I keep trying not to kill stack of self-help and mental health books on the side table, candles everywhere, like I'm preparing for a ritual. I'm single on purpose, working on myself. First, want stability before I let anyone else into my life. Kinda proud of that. Friends joke. I'm the group therapist, honestly. They're not wrong, but there's one constant headache in my life. My older brother Ethan, he's 30, homicide detective, moved up from patrol pretty fast. He's good at it too. Good maybe, but the job changed him. Growing up, he was funny, always sarcastic, always messing with me. We'd stay up late playing games. He'd drive me to school when our parents couldn't. Then he became a cop, and slowly, piece by piece, he shut down talks, less laughs, less sometimes, just stares off. Like he's somewhere else entirely. I know what he deals with. It's not abstract to me. Violence, deaths, families falling apart, people lying straight to his face week after week, and he just carries it quietly, like he's supposed to. And that's where I come in. I feel responsible. If I know all this stuff about emotional health, if I have tools, isn't it my job to help him? Isn't that what a good sister does? We have a routine every Tuesday night. Phone call. I sit on my couch with tea. He usually calls while driving home. He always sounds exhausted, not just tired. Drain this. One Tuesday felt different immediately. He picks up and his voice is just flat, like nothing's behind it. Me? Hey, you good? Him? Yeah, just a long week. I ask what happened. He pauses, then mentions a domestic call that got messy. Had to talk to the kids after. Doesn't go into detail. He never does, but his voice slips for a second barely, but I hear it, something in my chest tightens. I recognize it, that detached tone when someone's overwhelmed, so I lean in carefully. Me? Ethan? That sounds like secondary trauma. You don't have to carry that by yourself. He doesn't snap, just goes quiet, closed off. I keep my voice calm. Start explaining what secondary trauma is. How first responders absorb stress, even if they act fine. How it builds over time, how shutting it down leads to burnout, anger, numbness. I suggest small things, breathing exercises, grounding techniques, writing a quick note after shifts, even just taking a walk before going inside. He says nothing. I hear his turn signal clicking over and over, like it's answering me instead. Me? You still there? Him? Yeah. I guess doesn't sound convinced suddenly. I'm home, gotta go call ends. I just sit there staring at my phone, half annoyed, half sad. I know I'm trying to help. I'm not judging him. I just want him okay. I send him an article, something about trauma exposure and first responders. No reply, not even a thumbs up. 2 weeks later, we talk again. This time he sounds a bit lighter, closer to how he used to be. He tells me he spent Saturday at a shooting range with coworkers, just practicing, says. It helped, felt good, focusing on something physical and simple. My brain immediately flags it. Coping mechanism alarm, going off, but I let him finish, then I ease into it. Me? I'm not judging, but using guns to deal with stress can reinforce unhealthy patterns. Silence again. I keep going. Explain how linking stress relief to force can create dependency, how it's not sustainable. There are healthier options. I list alternatives, climbing gyms, kayaking, boxing classes, running trails, anything that regulates emotions without involving weapons. He finally responds, it's just shooting paper targets. It's not that serious. My brain immediately. It is serious. That's the issue. I stay calm, explain how small habits shape long-term coping, how combining emotional release with violent imagery isn't ideal. I mention study stuff from my training. He mumbles something, says his laundry timer went off, hangs up. I just sit there again, feeling like I'm talking into empty space patterns obvious now. Every time I try to help, he shuts down. I know guys struggle with vulnerability still sucks. Then comes the next thing. His girlfriend Lily, 28, works as a nurse, super sweet, super quiet. Very traditional vibe, soft cardigans, bakes, desserts. Volunteers at animal shelters, just warm, nice person. But something about it feels outdated to me, like she stepped out of a different decade. One Saturday he calls, actually sounds happy, rare enough that I notice immediately. He tells me Lily made him dinner, full homemade, meal steak, mashed potatoes, fresh bread. Says he hasn't eaten that well in forever. Says it felt really good to come home and just be taken care of. I let him talk, I'm glad he's happy. But in my head, I'm already analyzing it. Relationship, balance, gender roles, emotional dependency. What healthy actually looks like. So I ask him straight up, Ethan, does she actually challenge you? Him? What? I clarify like, a good relationship should push you a little, make you grow, call you out on patterns, make you think deeper about things, not just comfort you all the time. I ask if they ever get into real conversations, politics, philosophy, social stuff, his job, ethics, or if they just kind of exist peacefully side by side, then I say it carefully. I'm worried you're falling into this really traditional setup where she nurtures and you just stay closed off. That's not always healthy. Silence, not confused, not thinking, just cold. He finally says, "You don't know anything about my relationship." I try to soften it. Tell him I'm not judging. I'm worried I care about him. I want him to grow. I want him to actually feel fulfilled. I say, I'm scared he's choosing comfort instead of doing deeper work on himself. He just says quietly, I gotta go. Hangs up. That's the moment everything shifts. He stops answering, no calls, no texts. I call the next day. Nothing again, nothing days pass, then a week, then two. I text, hey, just checking in, no reply. I send a meme, nothing in picture of my cat, still nothing. I start overthinking everything. Did I push too hard? Was I too blunt, too intense, too much of something I call my dad? Ask if Ethan said anything. He shrugs it off, says, Ethan's probably just exhausted, his job's rough. Give him space, that annoys me. I know that line, I need space, usually means avoiding emotions. I vent to my friends over brunch. They instantly back me up. Say guys can't handle emotional honesty. Say I probably challenged his worldview. Say he's intimidated by how emotionally aware I am. I feel validated, maybe a little too validated. I decide to send him a long message, really thought out, careful wording, full of empathy. I bring up emotional suppression, toxic masculinity. Tell him I love him, tell him I'm here to help. Say shutting people out is a trauma response that I'll be here whenever he's ready. It shows delivered, then read no response. Next day I call it, rings once, then instantly cuts, call, declined, not, ignored, rejected. That hits different. I try again later, same thing, declined. My chest feels tight, I feel hurt, angry, confused, kinda, betrayed. I keep telling myself, he'll come around. He just needs time. He's overwhelmed, but deep down, I know I'm lying to myself. I can feel it. Then one random Wednesday, everything falls apart. Normal day, sunny. Outside, nothing unusual. I'm at work running a training session, teaching new managers about building emotionally. Safe teams, literally walking them through empathy and communication. I'm in my zone, confident talking through slides, using examples for once everything feels steady. Then my phone buzzes in my pocket. I ignore it, it's on silent. Keep talking about validation techniques. Then it keeps going. Buzz, 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 buzz. That's not normal. Nobody calls that many times, unless something's wrong. I pause, excuse myself. Step into the hallway, heart already racing. Pull out my phone, 6 missed calls from Dad. 1 voicemail. My whole body goes cold. I play it. Dad's voice is tight, shaky. Freya, it's your mom. She collapsed. Chest pain. We're at St. Andrews. Get here now. I'm trying to reach Ethan. I can barely breathe. I grab my bag, rush out, mutter. Something about a family emergency to the room. Don't even remember if anyone responded. Run to the parking garage, hands shaking, trying to unlock my car. One thought in my head. Ethan, he'll know what to do. He handles chaos for a living. I call him ring ring, beep, call, declined. My stomach drops. No, not right now. I call again, 1 ring declined, again. My hands are shaking on the wheel. I text him all caps. Mom is at St. Andrews, heart attack, answer. Send. Send another, this is an emergency. I start driving fast, but controlled heart pounding, like it's trying to break out of my chest. Every red light feels like forever. I keep checking my phone, nothing delivered. Not red anger mixes with fear. How is he ignoring this? Whatever issue he has with me, doesn't matter. Right now, this is Mom. I get to the hospital, waiting room is a mess, people crying, people arguing, kids, coughing, that harsh hospital smell everywhere. My chest tightens just walking in. I rush to the front desk. Nurse looks completely drained, barely looks up me. My mom was just brought in, heart attack. Can you tell me anything? Her. If she came by ambulance, she's in the back. Doctor will update family me. Can you at least tell me if she's stable? What room she's in? Her. We don't give details here. Have a seat, she says. It like she's said it 100 times, already completely flat. I feel like I'm about to cry from frustration. I switch into my work, voice calm, empathetic, warm, tell her. I know she's overwhelmed, that I appreciate what they're doing, that this is just really scary for me. Ask if there's anything she can share. She finally looks at me, face still completely unchanged. Please take a seat. I just nod and walk away. Feel completely shut down, drop into one of those stiff plastic chairs, the kind that make everything worse. People all around me just existing, some staring into nothing, some whispering to each other. One guy quietly praying, someone's hands shaking nonstop. I try calling Ethan again, declined, my chest. Burns fear and anger mixing into something ugly. How is he doing this right now? This isn't some random call. This is our mom. Dad shows up a few minutes later. He looks older than I remember, like the last hour aged him. Years, dark circles, tired eyes. He hugs me tight, says. He tried Ethan too. No answer. He's probably working, Dad says. But even he doesn't sound convinced. We sit there waiting and waiting. Hospital time feels broken. Minutes stretch forever, every time a doctor walks out. We both sit up instantly, heart in throat. And every time it's not for us, we sink back down again. My nerves are fried, I feel useless. I know all this stuff about emotions, coping regulation. None of it matters here, you can't talk your way through a heart attack. Then he walks in, Ethan jeans, hoodie, not in uniform, looks exhausted but locked in his eyes. Scan the room, fast, lands on us. Walks over, doesn't even look at me. Just asks Dad, what happened? Any update? Dad says. We don't know anything yet. Ethan nods once like he switches into work mode instantly. Then he walks straight to the front desk. I already know how this goes. Expect the same cold response I got. But the second he flashes his badge, everything changes. Nurse straightens up, tone shifts immediately. She picks up the phone calls. Someone, doctor, will be out shortly. I feel something bitter crawl up inside me. So that's it. Not empathy, not kindness, just authority. 2 minutes later, a cardiologist walks out, goes straight to. Ethan shakes his hand. Dad and I just stand there, like extras. Doctor explains severe blockage. They did an angioplasty, placed a stent. She's stable now, sedated, moving to cardiac unit. Ethan starts asking questions, clear direct. The kind of questions I wouldn't even think to ask. Recovery outlook, medications, follow-up care. The doctor treats him like an equal, like someone who belongs in the conversation. I just stand there feeling invisible. Once the doctor leaves, Dad exhales hard. Relief washes over him. I feel it too, but underneath it, anger is still there, quiet but sharp. Ethan says he's gonna call some relatives, walks toward the hallway. I follow him, heart pounding again. I need to know he finishes his call. I step closer, voice low, shaking. Where were you? No. Hello. No. Softness. Just fear wrapped in anger. I keep going. I called you. I texted you. Dad called you. Mom could have died and you. He turns slowly, face completely unreadable, too calm. He cuts me off. I wasn't ignoring you today. I stop confused. He continues. You couldn't have called me. My brain stutters. What then he says it? Because I blocked your number 3 weeks ago. Everything inside me just glitches, blocked. Not busy, not missed, blocked. The hallway feels like it tilts. Dad only got through because he used his work phone. That's why Ethan answered. I barely managed to say it. You blocked me? He nods, no hesitation, no apology, just matter of fact. My throat tightens. Why? He takes a breath, steps a little closer, not aggressive, just serious. Like he's about to say something he's already thought through 100 times because you don't talk to me. You talk at me. I try to respond, nothing comes out. He keeps going. Every time I tell you something, you turn it into a diagnosis. Everything I do becomes some kind of trauma response to you. You treat me like I'm a case study, not a person. His voice isn't loud, but it hits harder than if he was yelling. You told me going to the range was unhealthy coping. You told me Lily doesn't challenge me. You said I'm stuck in some outdated dynamic because she cooked me dinner. Each sentence lands because I remember saying all of it. I believed all of it. He's not done. Every time I try to talk, you correct me. Every time I open up, you analyze me. Every time I share something good, you find something wrong with it. He looks straight at me. No anger, just tired, completely worn down. Freya, I don't need a therapist. Pause. I need a sister. That one hits like a punch to the chest. I want to argue. I want to explain myself. Say I was trying to help, that I care, that I didn't mean it like that, but I say nothing. He keeps going. You think you're helping, but you're not even listening. You already decided I'm broken. You never ask what I actually need. My eyes start burning tears right there. Then he finishes it, so I set a boundary. You're always telling people to do that, right? I feel like I might collapse, because he's right completely. Right. He adds one last thing. I cut out the biggest source of stress in my life. Small pause. You. Then he walks past me. No drama, no hesitation. Just done like he already processed all of this weeks ago. I just stand there in that harsh hospital lighting, heartbeat pounding in my ears. Chest feels empty, like something got ripped out of me. He didn't yell, didn't insult me, didn't call me names, just said it. Straight calm, factual, undeniable. I slowly slide down the wall, end up sitting on the floor, trying not to cry, failing instantly. Everything I thought I was the caring sister, the emotionally aware one, just collapses. Because he's right. I didn't help him. I controlled him. I didn't listen. I lectured. I didn't support. I diagnosed. Dad eventually finds me, helps me up, asks if I'm okay. I say yeah, lie without hesitation. Because of course I do. We go upstairs. Mom's in a hospital bed, machines beeping. Steadily she's out, cold. Ethan's sitting next to her, holding her hand quiet, focused. He doesn't even look at me. I don't blame him, not anymore. It hits me harder than anything else. So far I became exactly what I claim to hate someone. Judgmental. Someone who puts pressure on people. Someone who talks about emotional awareness, but doesn't actually practice it. I leave around midnight, sit in my car for a while, just staring at the steering wheel. My chest feels bruised, I cry. Not neat, not quiet, just messy. Exhausted crying that night, I go through everything. Every text I sent him, every article, every long explanation, every helpful message, and for the first time, I don't feel justified. I feel embarrassed, ashamed. I wasn't helping him. I was pushing my worldview onto him, talking down to him, treating him like a project, not a person. And the worst part, I didn't even notice next morning. I barely sleep, head pounding, eyes swollen. Still go back to the hospital. Mom's awake now, weak, groggy, but alive. She smiles when she sees me, and I almost lose it again. Ethan's there too, sitting by her bed talking quietly, hands her water, fixes her blanket. He's calm, present, gentle, and it hits me hard. I spent months thinking he was emotionally shut down, broken, in need of fixing, but the guy in front of me isn't any of that. He's just tired and human. I stand in the doorway awkwardly. Don't know what to do with myself. He notices me, gives a small nod, polite, neutral, not warm, not cold, and somehow that feels worse than if he was angry. Mom tells us to go get food, says she's fine, says she wants to rest, doesn't like us hovering, so we go. Walk down to the cafeteria. No. Talking. Just footsteps. Hospital, noise echoing around us. We sit at a tiny plastic table, 2 coffees, tired people, air between us, feels fragile. I finally speak. Voice small. I didn't know you blocked me. He takes a sip of coffee, stares into the cup. Yeah, that's it. No apology, no explanation because he doesn't owe me one. I swallow. Try again? You could have told me. He looks up at me, steady calm. You don't announce when you cut someone off. That defeats the point. When someone drains you, you create distance. Quietly, that's a boundary. It hits me instantly because that's exactly what I tell people all the time. Advice I hand out like it's obvious, but didn't recognize when it was used on me. I lower my voice. I didn't realize I was draining you. He shrugged slightly. You didn't mean to. But you were. That one hurts because I always talk about intent versus impact, and I never once applied it to myself. I take a breath. Slow, uncomfortable. I need to do something I almost never do. Actually, listen. Can you tell me what I did wrong? He raises an eyebrow a little, like he's surprised I even asked. He sets his cup down. Leans back, thinks for a second. You talk to me like I'm one of your HR cases. I flinch, he keeps going. Every time I tell you something real, you analyze it. You reframe it. You turn it into a whole lecture. You never just let me be. His tone stays even no anger, just honest. You say you care. I believe that, but caring isn't the same as control. And it felt like you were trying to fix me, like I had to fit your idea of what a healthy guy should be. I looked down because, yeah, I did that. I thought I was helping, but I was projecting. My eyes start burning again. He keeps going. I tell you I had a rough day. You tell me to journal. I tell you I went to the range. You say it's unhealthy coping. I tell you my girlfriend did something nice. You call it patriarchal. That's not help. That's judgment dressed up as concern. I feel the urge to argue, to explain myself, to justify everything, but I don't for once. I just stay quiet. I just sit there and listen. Don't interrupt, don't jump in. Just listen. He looks at me and says, You think you're empowering women? Cool. But don't use that to assume men are emotionally incompetent. That's insulting. That one lands hard because I never thought I was doing that. I don't even believe that. But my actions clearly said something else. I mumble. I didn't realize. He nods a little. Yeah. Figured. Silence again. Not sharp, just heavy. I try to understand. So when you stopped answering, you weren't trying to punish me? He shakes his head. No. I wasn't punishing you. I was protecting myself. That sentence just sits in my chest. Heavy, uncomfortable. He keeps going. My job is already chaos. My personal life shouldn't be. Every time we talked, I walked away feeling worse, like I had to defend myself just for being me. That's when I knew I needed space. I whisper, I didn't know you felt like that. He answers right away. You didn't ask. He says it calmly, but it still stings. Because it's true. I take a breath, force myself to look at him. I'm sorry. He blinks like he wasn't expecting that. I keep going, voice shaky but real. I didn't realize how much I was projecting onto you. I thought I was helping. But I wasn't listening. I was trying to control everything. And that wasn't fair. He doesn't respond immediately, just watches me like he's deciding if I mean it. I add quietly, You didn't deserve that. I'm really sorry. His shoulders drop just a little. First sign of tension easing. He says, Thank you. Not forgiveness, not yet. But something cracks open. We finish eating in silence, but it's lighter now. Not as tight next few days. Blur together, Mom stabilizes things. Calm down, Ethan and I exist in the same space. Not close, but not fighting. Just neutral. One evening, I find him outside sitting on a bench near the hospital entrance. Sun, setting behind the building, orange light reflecting on the glass. I sit next to him. He doesn't tell me to leave. We just sit there quiet for a long time. But this silence feels different. Not tense, not forced, just calm, something we haven't had in months. I finally say, Do you ever feel like everything you do is being watched? Like under a microscope? He lets out a dry laugh. Every day. Comes with the job. I hesitate. With me too? He nods, especially with you. That stings, but it's fair. I take a breath. I'm trying to do better. I know that doesn't fix everything right away. But I am trying. He looks at me, really looks. I know. We sit quietly again, but now it feels real, not strained. Just two tired people sitting together. I think about how I used to see him, like he was broken, like he needed fixing, needed guidance, needed me. And I realize I never just saw him for who he actually is. A guy who deals with more darkness in a week than most people ever will, who carries things he doesn't talk about, who probably just needs quiet sometimes. Not analysis. I break the silence. Can I ask you something? He raises an eyebrow. Waiting, what do you actually need from me? Not what I think. What you need. He takes a long breath, like he's been holding that answer in for a while. I need you to trust that I know myself, even if I don't say everything out loud, even if I don't process things like you do. It's stop assuming I'm fragile just because I'm quiet. And I need a sister, not a counselor. I nod, eyes filling again, but it's different this time, not shame something else. Okay. I can do that. He gives a small nod, almost a hint of a smile. We sit there until the sun disappears, everything settling. A little mom gets discharged. About a week later, Ethan helps her walk to the car. I carry her stuff. We move like a team. No tension, just functional. Over the next few days, something shifts. Ethan texts me short messages, updates about mom, asking if we need groceries. Sends a random picture of Lily's cat, small stuff. Nothing deep, but real. I don't overthink it, don't analyze, don't lecture. I just reply. Normally, let it be simple. 2 weeks later, he invites me and Dad over for dinner. Lily cooks, she hugs me when I walk in, says she was worried about me. And I actually feel it, warmth, the kind I used to dismiss. I notice Ethan watching me for a second, like he's checking if I'm about to judge something. I just smile a real one and I see his shoulders relax a little. We eat, talk about random stuff, normal family conversation. For the first time in a long time, it feels easy, like we're just siblings again. Not some weird therapist dynamic after dinner while we're cleaning up. He pauses next to me. Hey, quiet. You're doing better. My chest tightens a bit. Thanks. I'm trying. He nods. I know. And I appreciate it. It's small, but it means everything. And in that moment, I finally get it. Helping someone isn't about fixing them or correcting them or turning them into your idea of healthy. It's about meeting them where they are not where you think they should be. And it finally clicks I didn't lose my brother. I almost did. I pushed him right to the edge, but now we're finding our way back slowly, carefully, no lectures, no analysis, no disguised speeches, just being there. And somehow that works better than anything I tried before.